T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to Trap Talk Reptile Podcast, episode 420. Damn, 420. It tells you straight up how much I've matured that I didn't make this episode all about smoking weed. Just tells you really how much I've matured. I don't know what to say, man. Either way, what's good, everybody? I'm your boy, MJ. Welcome back to another episode of Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. This is your first time tapping in with us. What is good? Hope everyone's having a great Monday. Welcome to Monday's new breed on the block. If you're into keeping reptiles, either breeding, overall just keeping or admiring, this is a podcast to be subscribed to. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be on top of every single podcast I drop here. Don't forget to listen to Trap Talk Reptile Podcast on all the major audio platforms, Apple, Buzzsprout, Spotify, all the major platforms. Thank you so much wherever you listen to this podcast. It means a lot to me. If you are looking for exclusive content, if you want to get your name out there more and just tap yourself in with some real deal keepers, people who are really all about this and just making some really good moves. Like, I mean, people really up on the up, people who are really on the up and up in this industry are a part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. So come join us, come hang out with us, come see what it's all about. Go down to the very first link in the description below if this is what you want to be a part of, because it's amazing. As soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord. That's what tap you into over 185 trappers, which will then connect you to also the Instagram group chat. Every Sunday we get together with the V Unit family, and we get, every Sunday Zoom meetings face to face, and it's just an awesome way to grow and just meet other people, because you can only go so far with just having social media relationships. Got to go face to face, man. I'm telling you, I say this all the time. Please go support US ARC. It's very important. If you don't know what US ARC is, it's okay. I put their website in the description below, so click on it, see what it's all about. This is the people who fight for animal rights, and it means a lot for you to join and become a member of US ARC. These numbers really do matter. So thank you to anyone out there who supports US ARC. Thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to the entire US ARC team. This episode is brought to you by the Reptile Breeder Show, happening this Saturday. Holy God, it's already December 9th. Cannot believe it. But it is happening this Saturday in downtown Los Angeles, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be great because the West Coast could definitely use another show, and this is a great show in between the Reptile Super Show, which is right around the corner. But yeah, super stoked. Shout out to the Bomb Project for throwing this show, which is brought to you by MORPH Market and Ship Your Reptiles, which is epic. But I cannot wait. This is a free show that you can attend also. So if you're in the area and you're wondering what this is all about, go. It's for free. Come tap in with all of us. It's going to be an amazing time. I'll be there for sure, unless I'm still sick. But thank you so much, D and KG, for stepping up to the plate and doing such an awesome thing for the West Coast, because this is going to be awesome. And like I said, you can catch me there this Saturday, reptilebreedershow.com. Oh, you're probably wondering, how do I get in for free? Go to reptilebreedershow.com and RSVP. All you need to do is RSVP and you get into this show for free. And again, comment below. Let me know if you're going to be rolling to this show. Wide range of reptiles will be vended at this show, along with spiders and I didn't mean to say it like that, but you know what I'm saying. Frogs, bunch of cool shit, man. So just be ready. It's going down. Again, Reptile Breeder Show, December 9th. Cannot wait. And we just talked about it. The Reptile Super Show. Shout out to the sponsor, Rami, and the Reptile Super Show happening January. What the heck? I need to get the exact date. I'm sorry. But shout out to Rami. Shout out to the Reptile Super Show. Make sure you go to Reptile Super Show Instagram. Go follow and stay on top of whatever news dates and whatever updates that are coming out. But you can definitely find me vending at the Reptile Super Show in January next month. Shout out to Rami. Shout out to the entire Reptile Super Show crew. And then also Blake Animal Exotic Feeders. Shout out to the homie Blake. If you're looking for top quality quail, if you would like to be that guy to give, or girl, to give your reptile a diverse diet, because I guarantee you reptiles could benefit from a diverse diet. I'm just saying, it doesn't hurt to throw something at quail. I got to tell you right now, 75% of my reptile collections are on some sort of a quail diet, all thanks to this guy right here, Blake. So if you're out there who keeps wide range of reptile species or just another reptile species, best believe it's probably benefit itself with some quail. So go over to Blake Exotic Animal Feeders on Instagram. Go put in your order with Blake. Let him know that the trap sent you, and he'll take extra good care of you. Guys, the homie Big E, Top G, Villarino in the building.
What's up? How you guys doing?
That's a hard shirt, dog. Like that. Is that black and white, or is that just a black and white shirt?
Yeah, this is his old shirt. But yeah, this is Dan's old shirt. It's dope.
That's sick.
Yeah.
How are you, man? Good to have you back as
Good.
always. My homie
Good.
Emilio in the building, who just came off a show grinding. You were grinding all weekend, right? You were vending. What were you doing?
Yeah, we went all the way out to Fort Walton, close to the Alabama border on the Panhandle. That's the furthest we've been. Shout out to everybody out there that grinds and goes cross country to do shows. This was my first time going pretty far, and let me tell you, it was well worth it. But no joke, I got to meet some new people. Shout out to Jake. He's one of our viewers. Met him out there. Met Adam, another one of the viewers here on Trap Talk. It was great. It was a great weekend.
Yeah, man. So okay, let's kind of, I want to ask you about you traveling again. Like, do you feel like that's the furthest you ever go, like what you just did this weekend, as far as like in the car and stuff like that?
No, it's not the furthest I'll go. I'm of an open mind. If I could get with another vendor and split some cost and drive even cross country, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot out of you. I'll tell you that much. We got in today. We got in today at 3:30 in the morning. So
yeah, no, that's nuts. So what time did you have to leave to get in at that time?
Well, we left the show area about 4:45. I met one of our V unit members to get him some cocoa in Tallahassee, and then came straight down.
So damn near 12 hours of driving. Just give
10,
it just under.
We weren't in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going crazy. So,
well, props to you. Appreciate the grind. Stoked for tonight because, dude, I'm only put on game with tonight's guest because of you. I'm not gonna lie. I can only know so many people. There's so many up and comers, like we were talking about before, how I brought people on that you haven't heard of. But Dan only came into my radar because he's a part of the V Unit family. Also, one of those biggest perks. That's how I get my eyes on people. But what's up with Dan, man? Why don't you just tell us what we have to look forward to with tonight's guest?
I met Dan about last year in Daytona, but we've always talked here and there through social media. He's one of those guys that the way he runs it runs his social media, his impact online. Man, I thought he's been in the game for 10 years. He does it right. He's got some amazing animals. And once I met him, he told me, "Oh no, I've only, correct me if I'm wrong when he comes on, Dan. I think he's been in the game for 4 years. His impact looked like he's been on for longer. So yeah, he's a great guy, bro."
Well, I'm stoked, and you're not the only one who's kind of giving this guy these kind of flowers. I'll tell you that much. There's multiple people out there who rock with this guy, Dan. And I'm definitely one of them. So I'm looking forward to bringing him on right now. Should we say what up to some people in the early birds or some people that's cracking right now in the live chats? I think we should show them a little bit of love. You down for that?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
All right. What up, Becky? My homegirl Becky in the building. Becky Gallant. Appreciate you so much for being here. The homie Morph Master Jay, the homie Johnny, V Unit family all day, every day. Celtic Reptiles in the building. What's good, Celtic Reptiles? Man, Freddie, my guy, Morph Valley Reptiles, V Unit Trap Talk family all day, every day. Patreon member. Thank you so much. The homie Brock. So I was talking about another guy who was giving the homie Dan props. Brock has a lot of good things to say about Dan and is really looking forward to tonight's show.
Big Shug.
Yeah, Big Shug. Trap Talk Patreon member of V Unit family all day, every day. Appreciate you so much, Brock. Row 5.0. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The homie Herbert HB Reptiles in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. That'll be Big Mike, North Star Exotics, B Unit Family all day, every day. Big Mike, 1776 Exotics, rep Florida, South Florida, shall I say. I got to say, South Florida is you guys are tight down there. You feel me? You guys
Deep.
OG Trap Talk Patreon member, by the way. Appreciate you so much. Julio Fulio, how you feeling, buddy? How's the surgery recovery going? Hope you're doing good. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Krista, she's a pistol. Got to watch out for this girl, bro. She is sharp. Shout out to the homegirl, Krista. I have a good feeling about her and her future in this industry. I'm calling it, and I'm not calling it how I predicted what you just called me out about. Did you see the video she posted in the chats about Sunset? What I said on episode 38?
No.
You haven't? Oh, I don't want to. That's excuse me. That's Patreon information only, so I'm not going to drop that. But after tonight's show, go back to the chats and see what clip she pulled from episode 38. And she's dangerous, bro. You gotta be careful with this. Trap Talk Patreon member, view in the family all day, every day. All City Serpents, homie James in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Our guy, the young hitter, JD, the young gun. Trap Talk Patreon member, view in the family. Colubrid Corruption podcast. Do not sleep on this guy. Go watch his stuff every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right? Right?
So.
Yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern, right? Drop that time just to confirm, Joe. Appreciate you, dog. There'll be Scott, Noble Family in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member. Matt B in the building. What's up, Matt? 420, Matt. Yeah, guys, do me a favor. Smoke. Emilio's not going to get high on this show. You know, he keeps it professional. But out there tonight, if you're watching, blaze it up for me. This is episode 420. So please smoke it very high and consistent for your boy. And I appreciate it. All right. We got Big JQ. Big JQ. Ball Pythons, V Unit Family all day, every day. Eric's MORPH Factory in the building. V Unit Family all day, every day. Travis Gordon in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. City Limit Exotics in the building. What is up? MKB Reptiles in the building. What is up? Trap Talk Patreon member. Bradley Press in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member. AB Aiden Brook in the building. What's up, Aiden? Trap Talk Patreon member. Bosa Reptiles in the building. V Unit Family all day, every day. We're gonna end this shit in style, man, with the homie Big D. Balls and Exotic. These nuts. Hey, go fuck with my man Dylan. Trap Talk Patreon member, but one of the best Burmese keepers. One of the most diverse up and comers in the reptile game. This guy right here. Anytime I have a show with him, anytime I do a vlog with him, this shit blows up. This fool knows his shit. Do not sleep on Dylan. D's, Balls, and Exotics. And it's game time. Are you ready or what? We're going to get this episode going. Are you ready to do this or what, Emilio?
Go.
All right. Episode 420. Do what you got to do. What you got. Hey, tonight's the night. Do what you got to do to get your mind right, okay? I might secretly be smoking on the side because I feel like I need to be extra high for this. Because it's and Emilio, you might need to carry this on. I might be too high for this episode. I don't know. But you got my back, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he does. All right, guys. Do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated. Episode 420. The homie Dan. Vision Quest Reptiles coming at you right now. Let's go. Choo! You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man. Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive.
Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
Episode 420. We're live.
What's up?
Dan
What's up?
Vision Quest. What's up, Dan?
How you guys doing?
Happy 420 episode and happy Monday, dude. So happy to have you here. How you doing tonight?
Good. How about yourself?
Dude, we're stoked. Emilio and I were just discussing about, he tells me how you come off somebody who has been foundation in this game for quite a while, and I can only imagine that's due to you being how sharp you make a lot of the decisions that you made. But I'm really looking forward to kind of tapping into how you have your projects. I got to tell you, the name Vision Quest, it's a pretty heavy name. Who thought of that name? That's a really cool name. I want to go straight off the bat with that.
I stole it from a movie.
Okay, I thought so, because that sounded like a movie.
yeah, it was about a wrestler who wanted to take state, and so it was called Vision Quest.
Wow. And this was about what year? Can you confirm how long you've been in this for now?
I started breeding in 2019. So, but I've always kept snakes.
And animals in general, or just snakes?
All kinds of animals. I've always caught snakes as a kid. Growing up in Chicagoland area, I caught a lot of snakes and various animals. I've had everything pretty much, and caught got my first constrictor. Gosh, I don't remember what year it was, but it was a boa. Picked up a boa, my first constrictor, and as a matter of fact, when I got it, my buddy of mine built a enclosure for me for the boa, handmade it and everything. And I said, well, how much you want? And he said, just buy me a ball python. So we were at one of the shows in Chicago, and I picked up a ball python for $10. $10. And
wow.
So he took it home. He wanted a ball python, and he took it home, and it had laid eggs for him. So it was wild with ticks and everything. He got it home, laid eggs. Back then, we didn't know anything about incubating. It never hatched, but the female laid eggs for him. So it was pretty wild.
Yo,
wow.
So real quick, Dan even has experience with big cats.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah. So when before I moved to Florida, I knew down here you can own a lot of exotics. Chicago's very strict about that kind of stuff. And so I moved down here and I started hanging out with people with lions and tigers and cougars and that kind of stuff. And
you started hanging with regular Florida people.
yeah, pretty much. Yep. Yeah. I always wanted to have some exotic cats, and so that's what I did. I trained with the guy who'd been doing it for like 50 years, and him and his wife, and so got my license and got some cats. I had leopards, cougars. I've worked with pretty much every big cat except for cheetahs.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And a lot of these like cats were on your property, like you owned them, or you just worked or you trained them?
Yeah, I've had two on my actual property, a cougar and a leopard. And then the other ones were on my friend's property: snow leopards, clouded leopards, tigers, lions, jaguars.
I would fucking die to be in some shit like that. I know it's unnecessary, and I probably definitely not qualified, but I mean, how does somebody get qualified for that? I'm assuming it's because of the people you were meeting, you got comfortable, and they taught you how to, have mannerisms around them or whatnot. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So in Florida, you need 1,000 hours. Well, at least it used to be. I'm not sure the terms at this point, but it used to be 1,000 hours in a year, at least a year's worth of experience with the animal you're going for. And then then you have to have 2 letters written off for you, and then you sign it in with your application. It's called a Class 1 field a day. So like the snake ones we have here are Class 3. So Class 1 is a little bit harder to get. And after 1,000 hours and 2 letters of recommendation, you can get a Class 1, and that includes all the big cats.
Wow. And so 2019, when you got into snakes, were the big cats just kind of not the main thing no more, or was that the year
Correct.
when you transitioned?
Yeah, that's correct. So they changed. I was grandfathered in because I only had a quarter acre of property, and the rules are that you have to have a 5 acres minimum now. So I was grandfathered in. Once I moved, I no longer had that permit anymore because I moved to HOA community, and they don't allow the big cats in the HOA community.
Yeah, HOAs suck. I'm sorry, but HOA just they want to control everything. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure. When I after I stopped working with the cats so much, I met the Bells reptile industry, and I met them back in, I think it was like 2010.
Wow. You met them? You met Kim? Okay.
Yeah, Kim and Jody. Jody's her daughter.
Okay.
So I met Kim and Jody, and I got my first pied from them, a pied ball python. I traded her 2 pancake tortoises for a pied ball python.
That's cool.
And so I kept that one I still have her. I never bred her, but I kept her, and she's I think that was around 2010 or so, maybe 2010, 2011. I've had her since. But yeah, that's how it started with Kim and Jody.
And the project started with them as well. Like, you got advice as far as what to invest in, or like, how did that start? Like, where did you start doing a lot of the homework and behind what projects you wanted to spend money in?
Well, a buddy of mine was breeding and selling ball pythons back then, and he was mostly into the clown stuff. So he kind of got my interest peaked when he was telling me about it. So after that, we bought a couple more. We bought a banana, a spider, and another banana, and then 2 others. So I had 5. And then we were watching a Ralph Davis video, and we saw the dreamsicle, and that was it. As soon as we saw that dreamsicle, that changed everything. So in 2017, I think it was 2017, I picked up a pair of pied het labs from Justin.
Wow.
$1,750 for a pair.
For a pair?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me try breeding these things. That was my first one breeding. We had 7 eggs in 2019 with that pair. Got 2 dreamsicles and 5 pied 66 het labs. And that started it all.
So, okay, so 2019 is when you officially made like a little bit of coin off something. Is that why you like to start with that year? Because you've had obviously the experience and you knew what you were doing beforehand, right?
Yeah, but that was the first time breeding. 2019 was.
Got it. Okay, that was your first year breeding. Oh, got it. And how many clutches did you get your first year?
7 the first year. The first one was the dreamsicle clutch, and then I had I had a Desert Ghost clown clutch and 5 other random clutches. And then
I got to ask you real quick, because dreamsicles were like, man, not that they're not hot now, but I'm just saying, like, back when they were making those, I was kind of like, woo, that was groundbreaking shit to see those. But now, how do you feel like that project's progressed? Like, what do you feel about that project now?
Oh, dreamsicle project, I love it. I've got I probably have 20 snakes in the dreamsicle project, but they're all different types of genes in them. I've got Enchi, Blackhead, Mahogany, Orange Dream, Confusion. I got all those genes going into the project.
And those all show off really well. How's that work? Can you guys school me on dreamsicle and like what it's doing? Because I don't work it, and I tend to just tunnel vision things, only what I work with. Maybe let's go and hit me with
real quick.
I
gotta say, this last Netflix, Justin went bonkers on the dreamsicle stuff. So yeah, it's top notch, man. The dreamsicle stuff's not, it's timeless. It's not going anywhere.
Oof.
Yeah, for sure. The darker genes seem to work really well with the dreamsicle project.
Yeah.
So is there anything not to put in dreamsicle?
Nothing that I've done. I mean, I like everything I put into it so far. I don't have pastel in it. That's one that I know you pastel, but I'm not really big on it. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't have it in my collection, but it's not my favorite for the dreamsicle project.
Let me get in here. Anything that will lighten the lav effect is a no-go for me when it comes to dreamsicle. The fire, pastel, anything, even let's say something that's hot now, cypress. I wouldn't put anything into any albino, let alone a lav that's gonna lighten it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enchi.
Damn. All right. So this is just Enchi lavender. So there's actually no Confusion lavender yet, right? Because he only has the het, for what I know.
No, yeah, he has them.
He has a okay. He shows it in this video.
I don't think he shows it by itself.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking amazing.
But that Mojave is incredible, right there.
So where are you looking to take your stuff as of right now with the dreamsicle stuff? Like, what's the future looking like for you, Dan?
Well, I'm looking to put the Enchi, the Blackhead, the Yellow Belly, and the Confusion together to make the dreamsicle. This year, I've got a few pairings I've got in mind that I'm going to do. Also with Mahogany and OD. So I'm trying to get them all in together as best as I can. I'm probably not going to get all 5 or 6 genes, but I'd like to do 2 or 3. The Enchi looks really good. Enchi Leopard, Enchi Blackhead looks really good. So that's where I'm at right now. I've got a few Blackhead dreamsicles. I've got an Enchi dreamsicle. I've got a Yellow Belly. So I'm going to be putting probably about 4 pairings, I think, this year for dreamsicle stuff, and the confusion, of course.
Now, I'm asking, as far as when you first got into this, Dan, you know, there were so many different routes you can take, not only with specific morphs, but like, are you more recessive heavy or are you more incomplete dominant heavy? When you basically started stumbling across projects, what did you feel like was more important? Like, did you feel like it had to be 50-50, or did you feel like the recessives was going to be more the meat and potatoes of what was happening for you?
So for us, when we started, my wife and I, we liked the recessive, the dreamsicle, but it was more of stuff. We went after stuff that we liked, that we thought looked good. Not only whether it was recessive or codom, it didn't really matter as long as we liked it. So we bought kind of half and half, I would say, in the beginning. 2017, I got that pair from Justin. I bought a super OD flyer from Ozzy in 2017. And I got my wife talked me into picking. We went to the Bells again because they live here in town by me, so we go there a lot. Nice. And then we went. She talked me into getting a pair of a clown head Desert Ghost. Clown head Desert Ghost and a double head Desert Ghost clown. And we got the very first female that the Bells sold as a double head Desert Ghost clown. We got the first one they were released. And matter of fact, Brock owns that pair now.
Brock, what a guy. Shout out to Brock. Hey, but listen, before we continue on, guys, can you guys do me a favor, get the likes up? Because this is going to be a hot-ass fucking episode. So why don't we get the likes up right now so I don't have to bring it up later. Shout out to everyone who's tapped in, 81 people. But yeah, Brock, I got to tell you, I always had a warm feeling about Brock because I think Brock was one of the guys who asked if we could talk over the phone. And he's like, what do I have to do to like talk over the phone with you? And I'm like, that's my fucking strategy. Like, if I really admire someone's advice or want to be like, you know, get some help from somebody somehow and earn some respect, I would ask if I could speak to him. That's the best way to do it. Because only texting can only go so far, right? But anyways, me and Brock kind of got to know each other over a 45-minute phone call one time. But then, you know, never forgot, you know, I went back to just doing my thing. And then next, you know, months goes by and I just see this guy making some sort of an impact just with his logo and everything else, and just started coming to where he's at now, you know, and I know he's still growing and he's just starting, but shit, man, I'm curious how you came across Brock. And I don't know if I even asked you this, Emilio. Have I asked you this? Anyways, let's go with Dan first. Dan, how'd you meet?
Yeah, Brock had messaged me about one of my snakes, and I can't recall offhand because he's gotten quite a few, so I'm not sure which one it was. I guess it was about when he first started, the first year, I guess. I can't remember which one it was. I met him. He's a great guy. I fished with him. I talked to him pretty much every day, actually. So, yeah, he's a great guy for sure.
Damn. How'd you meet Brock? Emilio, I got to ask you.
I think I met him through Dan mainly and Joe.
Okay, tight. So that makes sense.
Them, they, you know, we got a little click there. So, you know, we're all connected.
Yeah. So preference on how you like to keep the room that you breed your ball pythons in, Dan? Like, are you a substrate guy, paper guy, and you like what size tubs do you prefer? Adult, females, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I have mine. I've tried all the substrates. I used to use the paper liners that the guy out in California made. Then he was stopped making them, so to speak. So I switched back to Reptile Cocoa. And then I had cocoa for a while, and then now I'm on like a really fine wood bedding. I get from the Bells. They order it from Germany, so I just go over to their place and get it. It works really good. It's a very, very fine wood bedding.
Wow, they get it from Germany. That's pretty
baller.
Yeah,
it comes in those big containers. They get like massive amount at a time.
Hey Dan, so for the viewers, what would you compare that to visually? I compare it to Sandy chips a little bit, right?
Similar, except it's wood. It's actual wood.
Okay.
Yep. Very tiny. You don't usually have a problem with it. You know, if they get some in their mouth from killing a rat and then swallowing, there's no issues there. It's not dusty, and for humidity, I'm in Florida, but I keep everything in their AC. So if I see them in shed, I just spray it down just like you would with cocoa.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so many different preferences out there, but you know, you have to just find out what the one that works best, you know. And I like you, I've gone through all of them. I would want actually no, I don't want can't even say I've gone through all of them. I've only tried paper and cocoa because I already have an idea what Aspen's like, or not Aspen. What's the other one? Cypress, right?
Cypress.
Cypress, right? But either way, I know what I need and I know what works, and I'm a cocoa guy, half cocoa. I'm sorry, half cocoa, half paper. But I'm almost ready to phase off paper just because, like, I don't know, you can smell everything off of paper.
I hate paper, bro.
Yeah, and it's just also like it always like a time where the snake looks good, but the paper doesn't look good, and you're like, God damn it! And then you're like, let me do all this, and then you can't get the snake to lay the way it was laying on that fucking dirty paper, perfect, you know, like. So I take account of all this shit, and so it's like, but either way, I don't know, like I just heard some people have different stories with what works for somebody, some doesn't work for others. So that's why it's kind of like you almost have to try everything to figure out what works for you. Like, and that's why you know, it sucks sometimes, but either way. Now, did you ever buy any snakes from shows before?
Yeah. I bought a couple of snakes from some of the local shows here. But to be honest, most of the snakes I picked up were always online off of MORPH Market.
Yeah. And how do you like MORPH Market personally?
I like it. It does well for me. I mean, the guy that's running it now, he's sure changing a lot around, but I mean, at least he's doing something, I suppose.
That was a nice way to put it, Dan.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody agrees with him, but I think he's at least trying.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's kicking butt, bro. That's all.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that because regardless of what's happening on, you know, the owner side of things, like if you look at the platform, it's come a long ways. Like there's a lot of advanced shit on that thing now, and it's awesome. And it's I'm using MORPH Market for MORPH Market. I don't give a shit about anything else. You know, I'm just there to sell some snakes and buy some snakes. So that's it. And go ahead.
I can tell you guys that the sales feature, that sale before the Black Friday stuff, that was super impactful. If you look at the numbers that he shared today in his post, MORPH Market sold a ton of animals this year, man.
You know it's gone quiet, guys, is like the whole who's going to take MORPH Market, like who's going to come out with the new, and that died down pretty legit quietly down now. But because I don't know who the fuck could go against that. I mean, it would take a long time. Like no matter who launches something, you're going against something that's pretty doing good numbers, you know. But either way, shout out to MORPH Market. Shout out to anyone who's having a good time on MORPH Market.
For sure, man. I mean, the guy's trying for sure. I had no problem with what he's doing.
I wouldn't want to ever know what that's feel like. Imagine owning MORPH Market. I'm good. Fuck that. Like I don't. That's a whole lot of stress, you know. Because the reptile world is no joke. Those some people out there, man. It's like holy shit. So you got to really have something in you to deal with that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm like,
everyone is pulling on your shirt, bro.
Yep.
Everyone.
Yep. So overall, you know, with the biggest thing talked about this year, Dan, I guess shocker for a lot of COVID breeders is like the way the market's changed price wise. How have you adjusted? I guess I could say as far as how prices are right now. Have you even adjusted anything? Let's get into that.
Oh yeah. So 2019 we did 7 clutches. 2020 we did 9. 2021 we did 10, and in 2022 I did 20. I didn't expect it to come down like it did. So in this year, 2023, I only did 6 clutches because I knew how the market was. So I decided to just tame everything down and just keep what I really want for me. And then if anything extra, I'll sell. So for 2024, I'm probably going to do 10 to 15. I think that the market is getting a little better, so to speak. But I think it's not going to get stable probably till the end of 2024, in my opinion.
Are you happy with your holdbacks right now?
Oh yeah. I've got like 24 that's still got to be moved to the FB40s or the FB70s. So yeah, I'm good with all my holdbacks. That's what I mainly do anyway. I plan for me, and then whatever's extra, I put up for sale.
Do you ever feel like? I mean, okay, first and foremost, how's your space situation? Is that not an issue? Like, could you hold back as much as you want, or how's that?
No, I'm pretty tapped out as far as room goes. I've got 2 FB40s, an FB70, and FB10 in this room, and then I've got some baby racks in another room. and a couple incubators in another room. So I'm good. I'm at the max right now. So that's why I've got to, as much as I hate to do it, get rid of good breeders sometimes because I just can't keep keeping them all.
I mean, I think at the end of the year, I'm always looking at getting rid of at least one or two breeders because I don't want to repeat things. I'm not a repeater. Unless it's something I need another version of that I didn't get in that clutch or something. That's when I would try that pairing again. But I hate repeating pairings, especially as of right now, because everything I do is for the future. I guess I can put another male to it at this point because now I'm getting to a point where I do have some couple different powerful males. So I guess you could have two different roads to take there. But I mean, I feel like at one, which is good though. I feel like you should want to go ahead and put that breeder female in someone else's hands sooner than later. That way it still defeats a better purpose. Because you know, wherever you're at, there's somebody right behind you that wants to get where you're at. So that snake can help them, you know?
Absolutely. For sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I do the same thing.
How important do you think that is to have though? Like, or I'm just saying, how do you have something like that ready to go? As far as like knowing somebody, right? Because I feel like social media only goes so far, but Emilio, and Dan also, like, tell me how you have people that you could go to whenever you have something like a breeder female you want to let go of, you know, because you got to admit, you want to make sure that snake goes to the right. You try to find someone you can hook it up with before you put the morph mark, you would think, or how would you guys approach that? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's what I try to do first. And I think Dan does too. We try to see if one of our friends is in need of that girl and then, you know, take her to shows or post her on Morph Market.
Yep. Same thing. Yeah, I usually go to my friends first or customers that I've been dealing with for the last 5 years. And then I'll run it by them because a lot of times they're looking for a good adult breeder that's ready to go. And so if it's something that is hot right now, for sure, it's not too hard to get rid of an adult breeder, whether it's male or female.
Yeah. Now, I mean, have you guys ever had a female just not go for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had a couple slug out. I've had some that I guess reabsorbed. I'm guessing because they sure looked like they were going to go. When I ultrasounded them, they were showing the follicle size and everything, and then they just never went. So yeah, for sure.
What's the average health of a clutch that comes from a female that reabsorbed the year before? Because I hear that normally that's not it. I don't know if do you guys recall any females that reabsorbed and then next year they gave you a clutch and it was a good clutch or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
never had it. You never had issues, so you've had to go reabsorb and bounce back with no problems. What you're saying, right?
Well, this year is the first time I had that happen. So I'll be breeding her again this year coming up, this next year. So I'll let you know, but I really don't know offhand because it's the first time it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had it happen a lot, but I feel like now that obviously, I mean, I have my numbers are increasing as far as, or I guess increasing of the different females I'm starting to pair up, and now I'm running into a female here and there, like literally look like she's about to ovulate, but then nothing happens. And then she just stays off food, either goes into shed or just eats randomly. And it's like, what the fuck? Doesn't happen a lot, but
one thing I did was to try to not get so many slugs or whatever. I talked to Ozzy quite a bit. And one thing he told me back when I first started, he said, keep your males cool. He keeps his males on the bottom and in a separate room. And he keeps them cool. So I have my rack with all my males. It's a separate rack for the males, and they're all a couple degrees cooler than my females.
Man, you know, so many things that like you don't think you need until you're in that moment of like, okay, you got your own snake room, right? And then not only you got your own snake room, but now you have an area to have your own holdbacks, right? And then you're starting to realize, like, imagine if I had my own room for my holdbacks. And then that changes everything. Because you imagine if you had a baby room, basically, a hatchling room, right? that would be sick. But that makes a lot of sense to have that own area for them, right? But then also, what would be great is having like your own males. Like the males having the room where there's no females, no pheromones, no nothing. Like literally males alone. I think Will Moros does that, if I'm not mistaken. Or he had something going like that where the males are away from the females. And I always felt like, shit, you do that. there should be no issues at all with any males turning off food. And I think that's all. I just think that's a smart move. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you had the room, for sure. I don't have that luxury though. Mine are all in the same room.
Eventually, I'm going down that route very soon to have a baby room. Getting back to the slugs, in my experience, I've noticed that females that are real nervous and uptight and wound up, I feel like those girls give you slugs as well. It's not only the males that cause slug issues. I think some females can also cause some of that in my experience.
I got one female like that. She's a spaz. Like she's a complete psycho. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm ever gonna pull clutch out for you. Like you have issues. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering how that's gonna go. I'm gonna pair her up the next month or so.
Yeah,
so.
let me know when she lays for you if you get any slugs and stuff.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. She's
well, I mean, you know.
Yeah. Let's ask Dan. Dan, you don't have a female that's kind of a spaz that has laid a good clutch for you?
I've got a couple that are spazzes. I don't really recall. It's just two of them that are kind of really high strung. Matter of fact, now that you said that, the first year did lay a bunch of slugs. She laid like 4 good eggs and 6 slugs. But ever since then, she's been giving me 9 and 10 with no slugs. She's still kind of on the edge though, but she's been good ever since the first year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering how that's going to go for me. I'll keep you guys posted. We'll see.
And Dan, you also have other species, right?
Yeah. So we've got my wife's doing the hognose. So this will be her first year. She's got them brumating right now. So she's doing hogs. We also have boa constrictors.
Another homie in the hognose game.
Yeah, but tricolors, correct?
Yeah, pair of tricolors. Those things breed like crazy, from what I've been told. So.
Okay. And
you guys.
I'm sorry. What kind of boas do you have, bro?
I've got a dwarf leopard, and some other genes in a boa, just for a pet, and we have a Brazilian rainbow.
What's your plan with the hognoses?
She's going to be breeding some of them this year, and she's as far as the morphs and stuff, I'm not so much up on it as she is, but I know she wants to get into the Swiss chocolate, and then the what's that other one called? Gosh, I can't think. There's a few genes that she's been working with. She's been getting some stuff from Fathom Hogs and the Harbins and the Storm Cloud project.
Swiss chocolate. Heard about that project. I think who said about that project? I think it was Jeff, maybe. Alvaro. Did Alvaro talk about it?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, shout out to Lomies. I think okay. So, what's your opinion as far as having different things going on in the reptile world? Like, meaning, okay, if you're going to breed something, is it smart to have your hands in different projects as far as species goes versus just focusing on one? Like, to be diverse, do you feel like that's key?
Talking to me or Emilio?
To you, Dan.
Okay. Yeah. So we have some lizards too. I've got chameleon, panther chameleon. We have bearded dragons. We have a little bit of everything.
That's epic.
So as far as the actual breeding for us, we're only doing the hogs and the ball pythons. I want to get into blue tree monitors down the road. My friend in town here has got a bunch of them. So
of course, Florida's a hub, man. I swear to God, you get your hands on whatever the hell you want in Florida. It's an awesome place to be until you hit the streets. I'm just kidding.
Hey man, those tree monitors, bro. They got next.
Yep, they are cool. I like them.
Yeah.
So dope.
I love them. They're awesome. The yellow tree that I'm working with right now is, man, that's kind of a handful. Like I kind of, a lot of people know, as far as, Patreon members and, Amelia and whatnot, that I almost lost the yellow tree monitor after the first night I got it. It was on Thanksgiving, basically. And it basically just, it launched over my head. So basically launched over my head right over to the top of the Freedom Breeder rack and made its way behind the Freedom Breeder rack. And then I'm like basically going like this back and forth behind, trying to get to it for like about 20 minutes. My heart's pounding. I'm thinking this thing's going to go through a crack. It's like, I'm just waiting for this thing to disappear. And luckily I got it back. Fuck, man. That would have been a bad day. Let me tell you that much. And on Thanksgiving too, I would have not been able to enjoy my meal and eat like shit, but yeah, tree monitors are great. They're awesome. Just they're small. When they're babies, man, they're tiny. They're small as fuck. You would never think they would be that small, but they're small and they're so quick. They're fast. And yeah, man. So blues are your take though, huh? If you wanted to get into them, you'd go with the blues first.
Yeah, when I was at the Bells back years ago, she had a bunch. She had the blacks, she had the blues, she had the greens, and she had the yellows. That's what really got me into them at first. And but I mean, I like the greens. I like all of them. I like all the monitors, really.
Yeah,
I like the green pythons too.
Once you're a mount, like once you love a monitor, you basically love them all. You know what I mean? Because they're fucking just all on their own level. You know what I mean? It's just so not a snake, a monitor. It's epic.
Yeah, they are cool for sure, man. For sure. I mean, look at you with all the green tree pythons. I'd get one of those one of these days too, but just as a pet. I wouldn't try breeding them. And an emerald tree boa, I like those as well.
You don't want these pain in the asses, bro. Just keep doing your thing. Just
I tell you, they got a nice bite. My buddy had one, and I was helping him with it. And turned around and latched onto my hand.
Yeah, this female that I was trying to soak, after she laid a bullshit clutch. No offense, but she laid, most slugs, all slugs, basically, all but one. But anyways, I was giving her a soak, getting her hydrated, and she just didn't want to go in there. And she came latched, but she almost like a retic bite, like she almost like a food. It seemed like a food bite because she wanted a wrap, and I was just like, oh shit. And so I had to basically, pull her off me. And yeah, green tree python, not that bad of a bite. Obviously you could get those hematolas or whatever that could get like one of those little lumps from their fangs, but emerald, that's stepping up to a whole nother ball game. I would not want to get bit by one of these big ass emeralds right there. That's kind of one of my nightmares. Because I've seen pictures. I remember one of my buddy's girlfriends got bit by an adult emerald. She got like 8 stitches or something like that from it.
Oh,
I was like, oh, thanks, I'm good. I ain't got time for that right now.
Hell no.
But okay, we're talking about 2024. The goal you have as far as clutches goes, right?
Yep.
But how important are holdbacks to you as of right now versus buying the snakes that you need? Like, will you buy a snake if you need it, or are you looking to just make the holdback that snake?
Yeah.
Is? What do you
So
feel
I just picked up a few this year. I got a few pieces for the hypo puzzle project. I picked up.
Wow, hypo puzzle.
Another. I've started to get more into the puzzle project. I was a little late on it, but I'm getting there. And hypo, same thing. So I picked up a couple.
You been getting late to the hypo game, or you've always had hypo?
No. I just got. Matter of fact, I just got 2 breeder female DG hypos last week.
Wow.
They're going to be seeing. Yeah, I'm going to put my DG puzzle to them. So.
Jeez, DG puzzle hypos is what you're going for.
Eventually, yeah, that's the goal. Eventually, yeah. So I'll be making this year's going to be, like I said, for me personally, it's just going to be all the stuff I want for hets. So I'm going to be doing a lot of double het, triple het with codoms in them this year, because I think it's going to be a little slower still this year until probably towards the end of the year. Is my guess on that with the economy, but who knows? But I'm still going for whatever we want here in this facility.
I'm sorry, hold on. What is more forefront for you right now within your projects, DG or hypo? I have to ask you.
DG for sure. I just picked up my first couple of hypos. I got that one from Ozzy this year, a baby, and I just got 2 DG hypo breeder females a week ago.
We'll see what happens in a few years.
Hey, real quick, shout out, man. That thumbnail was sick as shit with that freaking snake, bro.
Which one?
His snake, bro. Woo!
You talking about the one from tonight's show?
The DG, yeah, the DG.
Right here? What is this? Is this the snake you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
What is this snake? Go and drop the genetics, Dan.
It's a super pastel OD DG puzzle.
Okay, well, how do you feel like this snake would look like if it wasn't super pastel?
It would still look good, but in puzzle, I believe that pastel is a, if not a necessary thing, I think it definitely helps the snake itself in puzzle.
Do you think there's like a huge like agenda on hating pastel right now, and or what do you feel like? what are your true feelings with pastel within your own projects? But not only that, how do you feel about pastel within the entire hobby? You know,
For me, I only have pastel in. Gosh, I've got around 120 snakes, so I probably have pastel in eight snakes, maybe 10 snakes at the most, 8 to 10. I think that some of the projects that like the DG and the puzzle, I think white lace is going to really help them out. I got a white lace boy I'm going to be breeding this year to some of the DG and puzzle stuff. So,
damn, dude, must be nice to be friends with the bell.
I agree. I think you gotta have pastel in the DG puzzle stuff. It makes the pattern like pop, stay. It gives you that classic real puzzle pattern. I think pastel's a must in DG puzzle stuff.
So I got to ask you, Dan, what's your feelings with like the triples? Like we were talking a little bit about as far as puzzle and DG and hypo, right? But what's the recessive we're not talking about that you're working with?
Oh, I'm working with Ultramel. I'm working with Candy. I'm working with Pides, of course, Lavender, and I think that's it.
What are you doing with the Pides? What's your game plan? What's your game plan with the Pides?
I'm doing DG Pied and Dreamsicle stuff, of course. Ultramel Pied.
Nice.
DG Clown, Ultramel Clown. And that's basically it. I don't have room for a lot of different projects, so I've got to try to limit it to what I could put in here. And
you have a lot of good stuff though. that's all bangers and everything that you're saying. Like that's stuff that I personally would have within my collection for sure.
Well, yeah, I've surrounded myself with a lot of people that are that have been in this hobby for a while and that have really good ideas as well. And in the V unit, we're in there every day. I talk to Brock every day. All the guys in the V unit. I talk to the Bells. I'm over at the Reptile Industries about once a month. So Ozzy, I talk to him quite a bit. So you get surrounded by people that have been doing it a while, and you learn. Like I talk to Emilio pretty much every day. So
your fucking friends are straight pioneers, bro.
And you know what's important? To be honest.
Wow, that was deep of me. Where'd that come from? Holy shit!
Wow, some people aren't honest, bro. I mean,
that's awesome. It was kind of like, whoa, like we just went there.
People aren't honest. They're afraid to hurt someone's feelings.
Is there any example out there?
No, I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna call anybody out or anything. All I'm saying is that we're honest to each other all day, every day.
Well, honesty
take a line from you.
Honesty gets you by in life. I'm telling you right now, man. Yeah. Because if you're transparent, there's no hiding it. I think a lot of people want things in life, but they don't open their mouth, or they're too scared to open their mouth, or they just don't want to. I don't know. Something holds them back. I think we all have things that will hold us back in certain things in life, but we ain't gonna go nowhere without fucking just going and getting it. So, yeah. But why is it that some people are scared to speak up when it comes to like identifying morphs and stuff like that, like, or certain projects? Like, what is it about people just kind of not being upfront about that type of stuff?
I don't know. You talking to me?
Whoever wants to go first. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't hide any projects I'm doing. I mean, I tell anybody this is what I'm working with. This is what I'm going for this year. No, I don't have any secret projects or anything like that. I don't see the real reason to do it. I guess if you had some gene that you came out with yourself and you didn't want to show it yet until you got it furthered in the project, I can understand maybe. But right. I mean, as far as normal projects and stuff you're working with, I don't hide anything that I'm working with.
I'm pretty open, bro, with everything. I don't feel like it's beneficial to hide stuff. I feel like if you're trying to promote a project, why not talk about what you're doing with it? Even if someone else is doing it or someone might beat you to it. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's not a big deal. I mean, we're, at the end of the day, we're all a big family and we need to promote this. All of us need to promote this game together. So whether we like someone or not, we're all in this together. Let's just promote it and make it bigger, better every single day. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Now, Were you gonna say something, Dan? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were asking me about the holdbacks. As far as holdbacks
Right.
go, I'm like my own best customer. So every particular clutch that I make is for a reason. I just don't make snakes just to make them because I just don't have the room for that. So everything that I make, I'll take 1 or 2 out of it and keep it back. Sometimes I keep 1 or 2 or 3 maybe, and then I don't want to get rid of them, but you have to. You can't hold them all back. So I keep all my holdbacks that I make for me, and then I put up everything else and then at the end of the day, you got to be prepared. You may be holding some snakes for a year that you got up for sale. You just never know. So you got to have the room for that as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it comes back to just like, wow, what is realistic of me being able to keep versus what I need to let go of. It's like people who are already kind of playing that game, and now we're in a market where it's smart not to sell shit if it's not going to sell, because you don't want to be a part of that desperation shit that's happening, right? Because there is really high-end animals out there that are priced really low. That's why everyone's saying, dude, right now's the time to buy, because you can fucking come up on some shit right now. And not only that, like if you buy a snake from somebody and give them money, you don't think you work some other deals with that person behind the scenes. That's how this all starts for people. People get put on like that, and the next you know, in 3-4 years, you're making bangers. So,
yeah, for sure, it's a good time right now for people that are just starting or they are wanting to get into it, because you can get some really quality snakes at a reasonable price, because they're eventually going to stabilize, and some of these double visuals, triple visuals that you can get reasonable now, they're going to go up a little bit. They're not going to go up like they used to, but they're going to definitely go up, I'd say, a little bit higher percentage. And so you can pick it up now and you'll be in the game coming up here in another year or so for sure.
What are some of the important incomplete dominants that are going to help you pursue the projects within the recessive game? Let's talk about that, because obviously we need that. That's incomplete dominant genes is what makes everything so glorious in the recessive world. You would admit, right?
For sure. For me, I have a lot of blackhead. I have confusion. The white lace is another good one. Hurricane. I mean, people really like Hurricane. I just got into it this year on a trade. I wasn't planning on doing Hurricane. I just didn't have the room for that project, but I did a trade with somebody that wanted one of my dreamsicles, so I got a Hurricane clown.
Nice.
What else?
You're missing a big one.
Enchi.
Pastel.
No, I don't have a lot of pastel.
He's got a really dope snake that has an E on its back.
An E on its back. Wow.
Oh,
is that a
I
MORPH?
think which one you're talking about, Emilio?
The Cypress.
Oh, the Cypress. Yes. I do have a lot of Cypress stuff as well.
Cypress is deadly. I love Cypress. Very happy I'm in the Cypress game for sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking to take Cypress to super for sure in all your projects in the future, or no?
Me, no.
No super.
Why not?
It's wanky, right?
That's what I heard. I've never tried making it, but that's what I heard.
Oh wow. So we're talking about something where you can't break through the barriers, because less is more with this, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Now, Super Blackhead, on the other hand, you can definitely do, and that makes some nice stuff for sure.
Yes, that looks fire. You know what? And I have not given up, and I will never give up on Super GHI. By the way, just make that.
Me neither.
Yeah, you guys, I'll fucking DX that shit. No, I'm always keeping my Super GHI projects, no matter what that has. Do you have GHI? By the way, I don't know if you mentioned GHI, Dan. Do you have GHI?
I do not have it. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't have it.
You sure about that? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm sure I don't have it.
Okay,
I figured I'll get something off of Emilio down the road.
What is it? What is the incomplete dominant gene that's like you're okay like not having in your collection?
Spider.
Well, that's obvious, but anything other than that?
I don't have a lot of Mojave in my collection. It's not that I don't like it, but I only have a couple Mojaves in my collection. But as far as not having, I don't. There isn't any that I really don't like. OD I really like. Super OD is really nice and everything.
How would you guys approach someone, or not even, okay, they said, let's say this person approaches you. Let's say you're vending at a show, you're having a good time, right? This person wants to buy one of your snakes, and you ask them, what do you have in your collection? What do you have? And they have like 6 spiders, right? But you can't just be like, holy shit, you got crap. Like you are
for y'all.
No, I'm wondering, how do we kindly in our hearts, and of course, because it's a customer of ours, right? So we want to take care of them. Me, I'm brutally honest. Like, I'm like, you need to sit down for this. You know what I mean? But I want to hear from you 2 grown-ass fucking businessmen here that I'm speaking to. How would you guys approach somebody who is inquiring one of your animals that you have pride over, right? It's one of your productions, but you're asking, what do you currently have at home? And they're like, well, hey, I'm just getting started, and I have a female spider, and anything that they're saying, it's like it doesn't make sense, right? And I'm sorry I have to mention spider, but that's the best example for this right now. How do we approach that? What's the game plan for that, especially if it's a customer looking to spend some money with you?
You want to go first, Dan?
Sure. So for me, I would try to steer them in a different direction just because of the issues they could have with spider, especially if they're trying to do some breeding. I would tell them to maybe lessen what they have. There's nothing wrong with the spider. I have one in my collection. I don't breed her or anything, but I would steer them a different direction just to get them on the right track. I talk to people, customers, and people that aren't customers. I get messages all the time, and I try to give them good advice no matter what. I don't ever tell them the wrong thing to do, or just because they're not buying from me. I help people all the time. I got a couple of people that messaged me for the last couple of years that have never bought anything from me, and I still talk to them and help them out.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll tell you guys is, first and foremost, I'll tell them it's a beautiful animal. I love it, but it's not an animal you should have more than 1 or 2 of. You shouldn't be putting any investment stuff into it, that's for sure. But I got a funny story for you guys. This weekend at the show, God bless your heart if you're watching, okay? This guy comes up to the table. And he's talking to my wife, and she's like, oh, he can help you ID that. So the guy shows me a picture of an animal that he recently picked up. And he goes to me, also, what do you think this is? And I said, well, what it is, a spider or Enchi spider? He goes, oh, no. He goes, oh, no. No. I said, yes. Bro, hey, on my life, this happened.
What did he say? So he was pissed. He was pissed.
He was kind of like,
oh no.
Oh, hey, dog, on my life, bro. Hey, it's funny, but
what
he's gonna get some other stuff down the road. But shout out, bro.
Did you wind up selling him something?
Nah, he didn't buy anything.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you steered him in the right direction.
No, but now he knows. Now he knows what he's got. Beautiful animal at the end of the day. But yeah. Oh no.
It's like you say, like, okay, if you got one and it's doing great, that's fine. I think you appreciate it for what it is, but just don't have multiple of them because you're gonna find something you don't like within that genetic. That's all that is. But it's also more, also too, like, you guys all know we all work with specific projects, right? So I always want to kind of I like to get myself into the customer's head and picture, like, what are you going to do with this snake, right? So I always try to feel them out and say, well, what's your plan with this? I'm just curious what you want to do. And also, it also lets me know if it's a pet or are they looking to breed, I sometimes hook people up differently depending on that too. I just, I make different calls between that, but either way, I feel like it's important building relationships like that within your customers and finding what they're working with and seeing what their intents are. And because that's kind of how you build long-term relationships with customers. And I think those long-term relationships with customers are what will make you survive in a market like this,
For sure.
There's a lot of people right now. There's a lot of people right now spending money with people that they feel mostly comfortable with. You know what I mean? So they're going to their most favorite people, whoever that is, and they're giving that money to them, and they're not giving no money to no new people or nobody who really has a name out there. Those are the people hurt right now, the ones who did minimal effort marketing themselves.
Yeah, 100%. Repeat customer business is definitely essential.
And shows to you, how many shows do you do a year?
Oh, me? One.
Oh, you did one. Okay.
Yeah, I did 2 this year. It's the first year I've ever vended.
Oh, how'd that feel?
It was good. I mean, I sold a couple each show. It was good just to meet a lot of the people, and some of my customers that I've had in the past came to the shows as well. So it was good. I'm going to be doing more. I'm doing one with Brock in February, I think it is.
Do you guys have carpet or concrete at those shows?
Concrete.
How are your knees? Dude, Mark Bailey told me, man, he's like, you got to get those padded floors. I think, and goddamn, are those things important? Because
I've got those from JQ. JQ hooked me up.
Yeah, man. I think that's a huge essential to have at the show. And because, you know, mind you, you should be there ready to rock and roll behind your table. You know what I mean? Like I want to be the one to try to handle any inquiry I can, but fuck, man, sometimes the knees just need a break. You got to sit down if you don't have those padded mats at those shows. I think that's super important, which reminds me, I need to go get those pretty quick. Pomona's right around the corner.
On top of that, you need to have the most comfortable shoes possible.
Ooh, what's a go-to brand for you? You like Nikes?
Bro, I have Air Max shoes, but you know what's best for me? And you might laugh at me. I wear Crocs to the show now, bro.
I was going to say Crocs.
Crocs are money. I'm not laughing at that.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, you want to know one thing that, okay, if you ever see me rocking these, laugh at me. I don't give a, go ahead. But Cusco, right? He's the first guy I ever saw that wore those like it's like the foot shoe. Like it looks like it's like over, you know what I mean? But dude, that's probably one of the most comfortable things I think you could probably wear, even though you ain't ever gonna catch me wearing those.
Yeah, just don't step on a nail.
Yeah, or stub your toe on something sharp. Yeah. Stop Cusco. But yeah, a lot of things to figure out when you start doing shows. You kind of have to go to figure out what to do and not what to do and what not to do. But it also becomes fun. It is fun, but a little stressful in the beginning because you're kind of like, what do I do? I'm brand new type of thing, but it gets better. I gotta tell you that. And it is, I don't know, maybe how many shows do you have on your belt? You have quite a few now, right? Over 10? Or
I'm probably in the 20s now.
There you go. Damn.
And I've been to a couple shows with Emilio, and he never sits down. And that's the way you got to do it. You got to be out there talking to all the people that come by, any potential customers.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Now, where do you feel like you're going to want to take the majority of like your production sales are going to be mainly online? Do you feel like even though shows are there, do you feel like a lot of your sales would be primarily going to be online? For
me, yeah, because I just don't do as many shows. I've only done 2. That was this year. Next year, I plan on doing more, but I still think online is a big part of it. And I get a lot of repeat customers, so I mean that helps too. I'll get people message me, say, "Hey, you got any this and that coming up or whatever," and then I always take care of them first.
And where were you basing off? Like, obviously we're talking about market adjustments and all that. How are you basing off your adjustments and what you feel like should be adjusted? Like, were you following someone else, or like how do you feel like what was necessary to bring down in price and what not to bring down in price on whatever you had available this year?
Off MORPH Market, I realized I was on there and I had some stuff that Justin had on there too, and he was lower than me. So I'm like, well, nobody's going to buy it from me if Justin's lower. So I adjusted mine to the average of whatever everybody else has.
I guess that's a good tip.
Now, that said, a guy like you, Dan, you could go a little higher than average because of your name and, your reputation. I could tell you myself, I'm a little higher than average most of the time, and I get it. So you could get that too, and you probably have gotten it most of the time. If you got a real good reputation out there, a name, people will pay for that. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, and I think it's just important to provide the customer service, and also even after they buy the snake from you. I mean, I always tell them, just call me. If you have any questions, call me. Somebody will say, I can't get him to eat on this. What did you have on? I always tell them in a message, I'll tell them what the temperature is, what I'm feeding, what's the substrate, if I have a hide or not. And I always tell them, call me. I mean, I don't, once I sell you something, I'm not going to stop talking to you.
Yeah, I gotta tell you guys real quick a little bit about the show. The last couple shows, people are really giving stuff away, and bro, my prices are set. I'm gonna sell the right way. I'm not gonna give my stuff away. And I've been doing great. So, you know, to anyone out there, don't sell stuff for what, you know, under what you're comfortable. Live to fight another day.
So it's it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. All right. Shout out to Celtic Reptiles. He says, thank you for the super chat. Dan, what's your favorite project for next season?
The DG puzzle is and the DG clown stuff, but DG puzzles on the forefront for me. I've got my male going to 5 girls this year. So
right. Are you being careful on how you work clown right now, or is clown going in everything? Wow, what's clown to you in your projects?
Clown is going in the DG, the Ultramel, the Pied, but I don't have any Pied with it. I'm sorry, I don't have any pastel with my clown stuff. That's one gene I do not like pastel with is clown. So with DG puzzle stuff, I like the pastel in it. Don't necessarily have to have super in it, but I do like it. And I like it without it. But I think with the puzzle and the DG, the pastel reacts really well with it.
Mark my words. I'm just, shooting from the hip here. I guarantee a pastel DG hypo clown is fucking fire. I guarantee pastel will do something sick in a snake like that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out probably down the road here, hopefully. You know
what's crazy to think is like my most epic project that I can hit in like 2 years, motherfuckers are already making it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Cool, though. It's all good though, because it'll be my version of it, which is great, but it's crazy how many people out there are making like sick shit. Like motherfuckers are making sick shit right now. It's like, man.
Oh, I know. And then when you go to Justin's, you're like, you get kind of deflated a little bit, opening his drawers and stuff.
Everyone's deflated, right? No, that's why it's like you go to Justin, you're like, oh, this is why I get it. You know what I mean? And man, but also this just shows you why if you go through whatever wave the market's putting you through, the motherfuckers who hang tight, the people who don't give up, they're the ones who are just so far ahead of the game because they just never tapped out, So it's all about the strongest that can survive in this, to be honest.
In all things, right?
What?
In all things, right?
In life, period. Yeah, 110%.
Yeah, with this economy, I think you just have to pivot a little bit. You're not going to, if you were planning on making 100 clutches a year ago, you're not going to want to do that this year, I don't think. I mean, unless you think you can sell them all. But I think you just have to pivot a little bit. I think it'll come back within a year or so.
Right.
And just make smarter moves. That's all. Just, some smarter decisions on what you're going to do.
Smart move to breed your own rodent, or is that not a smart move?
I do. I have one rack of ASFs. And I buy regular rats. Yeah, I know my wife would kill me if I bred rats in the house.
I'm glad you said ASFs, man. That's I love ASFs.
He does both.
He doesn't like them that much.
I have ASFs.
I don't know why, but we'll get into it. But look, what
I know. I remember. I
so
watched the
against
video.
them. I don't know why he hates them. Okay,
I don't hate them.
Relax. We'll get to that. ASF rat ratio. How do you like to work that? How do you work in the ASFs? How are you working in the rats?
So for me, I feed my collection for my own stuff ASFs for the most part.
Okay.
Anything that I'm selling, no ASFs, just because not everyone can get ASFs. So anything that I'm selling, regular rats, and then anything that from an adult, right before I sell it, I'll switch it back to regular rats if I'm going to be selling like adult breeder.
So why, Dan? You seem like a smart guy. So why would you want your collection to be on ASFs?
For me,
yes.
I found that they seem to grow really well on them, and I've had quite a few females go to 1.5 years on ASFs. So, matter of fact, that pair that I sold Brock, the DG Clown project, that female and male laid for me 1.5 years. She laid.
In 1.5 years, she gave you a clutch?
I bred her at 1.5 years, and within that year, she gave me a clutch, but she was that big. She was ready to breed at that size. I also for my males, I found something I'm trying with one male this year just to see if it works. Somebody had told me about that. On the males, to keep them from going off food, I started feeding my one breeder male hopper size, large hopper size. After I take them out, after pairing, put them back in, I give him a couple hoppers. I wait a few days and I give him a couple hoppers again. So he's getting nutrients, and you're not throwing a big one in there and him turning his nose up at it. And so far it's worked. He's eating every time.
Turning his nose up at it, like meaning like doesn't want it.
Well, you know what I mean.
No,
Like,
I don't know. What you mean by, I don't know. No, I don't. What do you mean by that phrase? That's why I'm
Yeah,
legit.
so-
I'm arrogant right now. I'm just
not wanting it. You know,
Okay,
like some breeder males, when
Like
you're
too
breeding
much,
them, they
too
go
much,
off
like-
of food.
yeah. They're not that hungry basically, but they'll
Correct.
take a little shit hopper all day.
Large hopper. I found that it's been working for me. So I'll let you know at the end of 2024 if it worked all throughout or not. But that's something I'm trying right now.
That's
I also go ahead.
that's what my sunset hepide is doing. He's taking little ASFs now.
Yeah, I also thought that's also good because it won't be going in the shed so frequently either. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yep.
because a snake in shed is out for fucking I don't know how many days. Like, it's not gonna, you know, that kind of determines a lot right there. So,
sure.
no,
So Dan, I have a question. You could say all those nice things about growth and whatnot. That's fine, right? But the main reason you're breeding ASFs is because you're breeding them indoors, correct?
Bringing them in the house.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
thank you.
No, but that's not the rate. That's the main. Okay, well, let's just say, Dan, you could breed them outside in a shed, no matter how big the shed is. You still wouldn't breed rats, right? You'd stick to ASFs.
If I had a separate shed, I'd breed both because
Okay.
for my customers.
Okay,
So-
but then you would still stick to just ASFs for your own snakes because you
For mine,
Right.
yes. I think they're a better nutrient
That-
in the ASF.
That's a bigger reason right there, Emilio, versus being inside
But-
the house.
For customers, always gonna have. I always buy rats. I buy rats every week.
Yeah, I think it's very ideal to have that snake. I mean, even if you, no matter how you look at it, if you're going to sell snake, make sure it can eat rats for sure. Obviously, and I think that's the biggest thing with if you're an ASF guy, you got to make sure you have something you're selling that can smash rats because
I love
ASFs they're not available everywhere, huh?
I love a snake that'll eat anything. I love it.
That's first and foremost.
And I have not had any issue. People say sometimes they get stuck on ASFs, like the females and stuff. I haven't had that issue, especially after they lay. You can put them on anything. It's the first meal, and they'll do it. And I never fed anything in my collection bigger than a small rat ever. Even my 5,400. I have a 5,400 gram pied female that small rat her whole life. So I've never. I'm just afraid they're going to get attacked from like a medium or a large. So I've never given anything bigger than a small.
Those rats get big. That's all I know. I remember when I bred them, man. Fuck, dude, some monsters, man. Like my males would get huge. I would have fucking huge males, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like. And mind you, like it's one thing. Like this is one thing about the hard thing with me and the rats is I bond with them. Like because you know I clean them. I religiously clean the rat room, right? And I just see this little fluffy Dumbo looking thing that I would always hold back the cutest ones, right? And then watch it turn into this monster thing, raping all these females like a fucking goddamn, like a barbaric fucking beast, you know? And then he's just like, you're scary looking now. You know what I mean?
They're
rats,
definitely
they're no joke, bro. Rats are no joke.
They're definitely smarter than mice and ASFs.
Rats are smart as fuck. That's
Top
why
tier.
you got to be good to them. Like I've had rats that I'm like so like personal with that they would chew through they would chew a hole, but they would refuse to leave. They would just chill. Like they wouldn't get out. And I would like, they would just be like, hey, cool. I got a little window now, but they would never leave. You know what I mean? Mind you, I had other ones that would just get the fuck out, but the ones I would personally raise and like hold and like mess with and stuff like that, man, I knew they were smart, man. I also
MJ, are you just doing regular rats?
No, I have a small I'm rebuilding my ASF colony. No, I'm not. I don't have ASFs. I have river canyon hamster fucking whatever. I don't have ASFs. But what I have, I'm rebuilding. The colony's being rebuilt. And it's not a lot. It's just to sustain what I need for my own collections. I like to get my ball pythons on the ASFs. But I also have my way of doing it like you do. You know, I have them started on hoppers, mice, I'll do mice and ASFs if I'm keeping that snake, or I'll do mice to rats. But if I'm like you, if I sell that snake, it's only going to be on rats.
Yeah.
ASFs.
Now, pertaining to that, all my babies, after they hatch out, their first meal is an ASF hopper, all of them. No matter if it's for me or customers, I do 5 to 6 meals on that, and then I switch them over to rats.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, man, is like someone told me that they only feed, I think, their hatchlings, I think the first year, just mice. And they've even seen just giving them mice on a good regular basis got them to grow fast too. Who was that we just had on? I can't remember. Do you remember, Emilio, who that was?
Was that Kyle?
It was Kyle. I think it was Kyle. Remember when he said that he primarily has, I think his male, or his males are only on male, or males are only on mice, or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I think everything has its way of like strategically, you know, if it has the nutrients and it has what it has, if you feed it a certain amount of times, it could fucking grow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, like I don't know. This is also another thing that people like to talk about as far as what helps their males grow by keeping them in smaller tubs, like not putting them in such a grow out tub so quickly. How do you like? What's your approach to that? Like, how long do you like to keep a male hold back in a like 6 quart or something like that? You know.
For me, I start my guys in an FB5 hatchlings.
Okay.
A Freedom Breeder 5. I don't know what the actual dimensions are. As long and skinny ones. I start them in FB5 for about up to about 200, 300 grams. Then I move them to an FB8. And then FB10, I keep my males or females up to about 1,100 grams in an FB10. And then I move them to an FB40 or an FB70.
Respect. Now, you know, you right off the bat, you already knew the kind of racks you wanted to invest in, right? Like you knew the importance of having a professional rack kind of just makes the whole breeding thing a lot easier, I would say, because it's a fucking professional rack. But do you feel like it's necessary for someone who's just getting in, someone who doesn't have much of a background, let's just say they're just starting off, how important would you say it is to just go straight into a Freedom Breeder rack versus buying snakes first? Or like or you know what I mean? Like what would be your take on when you feel like it's necessary to invest money into a professional rack such as Freedom Breeder? Shout out to the sponsor.
So for me, the first racks we got were sea serpent racks, PVC racks.
Okay, how'd that work?
We started on those for the first year. The second year, we made money off selling what we produced in the first year. I bought a Freedom Breeder rack. Well, let me step back. I was at Daytona, the Daytona show in 2018, I think it was. And 18, 19. So it would have been 19. And I ran into Ozzy there. And I was looking at the Freedom Breeder racks, and I asked him, I said, what's your opinion? He said he has ARS and Freedom Breeder. And he was looking at the Freedom Breeder racks at that time, and he pointed at that. He goes, that's what you want right there. So I ordered one of the FB40s right then and there from Jesse at Freedom Breeder. And then that was the second year I bought one of those, the Freedom Breeder ones, the FB40. That was my first industrial type rack.
Sick. And do you have the tables that come out? The aluminum?
Every single rack has those. You have to have those.
I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what life would be. I don't even know what life would be like without those tables. I don't
use it for everything. Matter of fact, the phone's on it right now.
Emilio, we're gonna get a wrap-up question ready to rock and roll for Dan before we get some hot seat questions. So go ahead and get one ready for me. All right, Emilio. But Dan, my wrap-up question for you, my man. As of right now, we were talking about it's a good time to buy snakes, right? But how should a person brand new be buying snakes? Like, what's a good foundation for someone to kind of start building when it comes to just not having anything to begin with? Because there's so much information out there, so many different avenues. And I try not to be so hard on people who are like asking me, what should I do with this snake? Like, what would you breed it? Like the typical, what would you breed this to? You know what I mean? And kind of, I'm like, it's kind of a personal like question. I feel like that's, you kind of need to go find out what you like. But what's a good way for someone? Like, what's a good way as of right now, going into 2024? What's a good way for someone brand new into these into the ball python game as like in a day like today?
Well, I would say that they first determine if they want to do this as a hobby, if they just want it as a pet, or they want to eventually make a business out of it. Then the first thing I would say is buy stuff that you like for yourself first before you're worried about breeding or anything, and see if you like it. Get the stuff that makes you happy as far as the patterns, the colors, and then also if you're thinking about making it into a hobby breeder type thing, look on MORPH Market. See what's selling and what's not selling. Talk to people. Join the V unit or the Trap Talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I see Emilio and all the guys on the V unit, Brock and Joe D and all those guys in there. They're always giving people tips and this is what you should do. But I would say first and foremost, get what you like as far as the morphs. That's what we did. What makes you happy? Because at the end of the day, sure you can breed, but I mean if you don't really care about what they look like, or it's not a snake that you really find appealing, what's the sense of getting it? So first and foremost, get what you like. Join in some of these groups, the V unit, Trap Talk, or just talk to people. Go to the shows, talk to people, see what's selling, what's not. Learn what snakes have issues like spider or super spot nose or whatnot. The best thing to do is just talk to people. That's what we did. I do a lot of talking. I talked to a lot of people. When I started off, I asked a lot of questions. Justin probably got tired of me calling him or texting him in the beginning there, but like Ozzy, anytime I have a question, I just text him because Ozzy's a wealth of information too.
Yeah.
And then I talk to the guys in the V unit daily. I talk to Brock every day. I mean, it's good to ask questions, because if you don't ask questions, you're not going to know.
And then Dan, if you have something in your collection you don't like, what do you do about it?
If I don't like it, I usually sell it.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Wow, nailed that. Go ahead, Emilio.
My wrap-up question: what is that one combo you are looking to hit above all else in the next 5 years?
Probably the DG puzzle hypo clown without pastel.
Oof.
Woof. What a four-banger. Oh, my Lord. Wait. Hold on. Are you sure about that, Dan? Are you sure about that? Because from what I heard, puzzle and clown aren't the best of friends. What's going on with that?
I only saw one nice example. That was the guy in Japan. But I'm just wondering if some of these other examples that I've seen aren't a very good example to start with, the puzzle to start with. And I could be wrong in that, but I've only seen the one. But I think with the DG, the puzzle, and the hypo, we'll see. I mean, it may not be very good, but we'll find out. And another one I like, and this is one of Emilio's favorites, is I'd like to get the zebra into the DG and puzzle.
Dang. Well, see what happens. Now, would you say, though, there just needs to be more proof what puzzle and clown could do? Like, there's just not enough of it out, is what you're saying at the end of the day, right?
Real quick, let me say something to that. Hopefully, the other two genes involved can help. I'm with you, Dan. That's well worth it, especially if you got clown bouncing around in those other recessives. Fuck it, why not, right?
Absolutely.
And we're talking four-banger recessive. That could change everything there. Like that could be like, everything has stepping stones, right? Everything has its like, some looks better than others at their foundation stage. But once it gets to that level of a four-fucking-banger recessive, holy shit, who knows? I guess we'll know soon from the homie Dan at Bishop.
I'm hoping. I mean, I've got some DG clown breeding, a really good example of just a plain old puzzle right now. So we'll see. I'll be making triples from that, triple hets. We'll see what happens. All I can do is try, right?
That's it. I mean, dude, all you can do is do. Like Nike say, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, guys. By the way, what an episode. Great episode, Dan. This has been awesome. Fucking hour and a half.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but hold on. You got hot seat questions, buddy. You ain't gonna just nice try. Nice try, Dan. But yes, hot seat question times from the homie Dan. Please get the likes up. Really means a lot. Just had shy of 100 people tapped in for this episode. What an episode. But yeah, hot seat questions. Dan, the quicker the better. That's how these work. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Coming in hot for hot seat questions. Here we go. Frozen Thought or Live?
Say that again.
Frozen Thought or Live?
Oh, live.
8 cut or no cut?
Cut after they pip.
Red Chondro Neo or yellow Chondro Neo?
Red.
Pre-first shed meal or post-first shed meal?
Pre.
To spray a ball python or to not spray a ball python?
I spray the tub.
Yay imports or boo imports?
They can be good. I haven't imported any, but they can be good.
Sir, it's one or the other. Is it a yay?
Yes.
Dan, one reptile you would import anywhere around the world, what would it be? Like, let's just say you had the space, no matter what it was. What would it be?
Komodo dragon.
I like this guy. Dan, what about one reptile nobody should touch that's in the wild? Just leave it alone.
Black mamba.
Dude, yeah. No shit. All right. Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay.
Favorite sport?
Hockey.
Nice. Favorite hockey team?
Well, I'm from Chicago, so I'll go Blackhawks.
Oh, right on. Steak or fish?
Steak.
Yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
I don't really drink much, but I'm not against it. So, yay.
Let's just say we're all hanging out, right? Reptile fucking hangout. What would be a choice beverage alcohol? What would be your
Captain and Coke?
What was that?
Captain and Coke.
Captain and Coke. Wow. Write that one down, Emilio. Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Oh, geez. Van Halen.
Thank you, sir. All right. West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
I don't even know the difference. We'll go West Coast.
All right. Little word association. Just say the first thing that comes to mind. You ready?
Yep.
Milk.
Chocolate.
Cocoa.
Hot chocolate.
Substrate.
Wood.
Mites.
Don't want them.
Reptile shows.
I like them.
First time ball python breeder.
Well, we need them.
Morph market.
I like it.
Coolest reptile podcast in the world.
Right here.
Yeah. Emilio, what you got?
All right, this one's a little personal to you, brother.
Let's go.
But one has to go.
Uh-oh. That's that table. That's that table. Don't worry about it.
That's me hitting one of the tables.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's getting
shit.
excited. He's getting excited for this one.
All
Go ahead,
right.
Emilio.
One has to go.
Okay.
A double recessive. Dreamsicle or DG Clown?
DG Clown.
Whoa. You would pick Dreamsicle over DG Clown?
Dreamsicle is what started us.
Wow, dude. Is that because of the whole testing with DG, or is that just because
No, I don't buy that, the testing thing. I still breed them with no issues.
Damn. Respect. Hey, spoken like a true gentleman. That was straight from the heart right there. And you said that with no hesitation. So, Dan, like I said, we just had shy of 100 people tapped in tonight. What do you have to say to everyone here to watch you rock it, and everyone who just wants to see you do good in this hobby? What do you have to say to all your loved ones, man?
I appreciate everybody coming and watching, and thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I had a good time, and hopefully we can talk. You know, if you have any questions, message me.
Yeah, and IG is the best way to kind of get in touch with you. You would say you're more IG heavy than Facebook, or would it?
Yeah, I don't really go on Facebook, so IG.
All right, Vision Quest Reptiles on IG. His link to his IG is in the description below, so make sure you go click and give him a follow.
Yeah, and my phone number is on Morph Markets. You can always text me.
Be careful with that. I begin some weird shit sometimes. I'm like, how the fuck you supposed to get my number? And it's like, oh my god, Morph Market people, man. But hey, thank you so much, Dan. Guys, please.
Thank you guys.
It's a wrap for Dan. Vision Quest Reptiles, episode 420. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Later, bro. Have a good night, Dan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Bro, what the fuck? That guy's sick as shit. Dude, his homies, his friends, the Bell, saying it so casually like it's nothing. I'm like,
Tapped in, bro.
bro, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's tapped in with Justin, with the Bells, with Ozzy.
He is tapped in, my guy.
Yeah.
Very, very humble guy too. Very chill. Yeah, shout out
One
to
of
the
the, one of the nicest guys you'll meet out there, man.
shout out to the V Unit family, man. That's what you get when you get to be a part of shit like Dan. You know, so many heavy hitters up and coming in that family. Just so you guys know, so I know it feels good to have that going, Emilio, and I know I'm a part of that. But I'm just saying, for you to be the creator of the V Unit family and having a bunch of just relevant people, because in a world of people who aren't relevant, it's good to have people that we could just surround ourselves with that are like, wow, look what's happening here. That is the forefront future of what we have going on in the ball python game. You know what I mean?
And we're all helping each other out.
We're all helping each other out.
From Florida to Cali.
All day, every day, man. The growth is real. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get caught up with people who aren't even doing shit in the ball python game. And it's like, and I get it. Like, we're all here. I guess some people are here to make friends, and we are here to be friends with each other. But what really drives us is our projects. It's what we're doing here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you kind of okay, let's talk about something real quick, Emilio. Like, the energy you give to people, like, do you kind of judge it off what they're doing in the hobby? Like, depending on who this person is, as far as what they're asking you or the time that they want from you, you know?
I give everyone an opportunity till they don't deserve it anymore.
And how does that determine? Like, what do you determine where they, like, meaning, like, are you looking for? Not that you're looking, but how do you determine where that's the case?
Are they listening, or am I wasting my time?
Right.
Are they learning? Are they retaining information?
Mm.
If I'm constantly giving my energy and my help out to someone and they aren't getting it, I don't know, man. I lose a little bit of, I lose wind under my sails a little bit. So,
yeah. And I don't know, man. And also, we give our energy to a lot of people every day. You know what I'm saying? We have two group chats that we just go back and forth on. You and I will just take turns, you know. And it's awesome, man. It's just cool to be a part of something, seeing people having fun doing what we're doing, you know.
Again, I'm not saying that I won't give you a lot of effort and try to help you the best I can, but if we're going through months and months of the same stuff and you're not taking it in and, you know, making an effort to get better, you know, what can you do about that?
Day by day.
Yeah.
You know, it's also too, like, this is something too that the ball, not even ball pythons, but the reptile breeding game in general could make you feel like you figured shit out and you've only been in the game for so long when you really haven't. And mind you, when something happens, either once you breed or whatever, you know, you get corrected pretty quickly. Like, this game has a way of humbling people. Let me just say that, you know. And but it's fine. Everyone gets humbled in something that they got to do. But have fun. Just have it all comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Just keep picking up info from the right people and just have a good time doing it. I always have a good time you being a part of these Monday nights. It's always a banger. We had just shy of 100 people. Emilio, what do you have to say to all the homies tapped in tonight and watching us? And
thank you guys for all the support and for sharing your Monday night with us. And let's keep it going. Yep.
And don't forget, Sundays, come hang out with us. The Unit, the Trap family, man. Link in the description below. But go follow Villarino Reptiles on IG. Go subscribe to the V Unit family. Come hang out with us. And it's active 24/7. That shit's popping, man. Every day we go nuts in that. Oh, by the way, can you add me back? Because I feel like I'm ready now.
I think you just have to go in and.
Do I have to hit the button again? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, hey, I appreciate you, big dog. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show. But it's a wrap. Give it up for my man, Big E, Top G, Emilio Villarino.
Have a good night, my brother.
All right, bro. Have a good night. Woo! Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's a wrap for this episode 420. I wish I was more healthier to smoke, but smoking takes a lot out of me right now. So, but I had a good time. Again, hit the like button. Okay. Shout out to Dan, Vision Quest Reptiles. This is quite an episode. Very impactful, I feel like, man. It's cool to see people just kind of quietly, humbly doing their thing. I love those kind of people because they're the ones who are really making noise within their projects. So, again, Dan, Vision Quest Reptiles on IG. Go follow. Shout out to everyone in the super chats. You guys were awesome tonight. Much love and respect. Again, don't forget, if you're looking for exclusive content, very first link in the description below. Click on it. Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord that will tap you in with over 185 trappers. Come hang out with the trappers on the IG group chat. So much big things popping, best believe it. And again, don't forget, Saturday, it's going down, December 9th. Reptile Breeder Show, downtown Los Angeles. It's going to be popping. Catch your boy there. MJ, I'll be there. Other heavy hitters will be there, but really cool vendors with a diverse selection of reptiles, amphibians, spiders. I'm good on the spiders, but yeah, man, go check it out. Free show too. ReptileBreederShow.com. RSVP that and go enjoy it. Shout out to KG, shout out to D, shout out to the Bomb Projects, shout out to the sponsors of that show, Morph Market and Ship Your Reptiles. But you could definitely catch me there this Saturday. But yes, guys, just a reminder, I drop 3 podcasts here every week on this channel. Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays. All Up in the Tree Tuesdays going down tomorrow. Set your reminder, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be a great episode. The big things popping. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you're at. Appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me. But it's a wrap, episode 420. Have a good night. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. And I'm out.